Well, it is Saturday morning and I am back from vacation. It was a great vacation in upstate New York, but now I'm back getting some things ready for a short week. We are obviously off Monday for the 4th of July holiday, but our office will still be taking calls 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, just like we always do, because we realize that we are often the busiest during the holiday weekends and the weekends themselves. People are out and about doing things. And unfortunately, sometimes things happen unexpectedly, and you do need a criminal defense lawyer. So we make ourselves available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at 215-755-9000 Pennsylvania, 856-793-7429 in New Jersey, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Did come out with a blog article regarding refusals and DUIs. And in that article, I detail why you should not refuse a breathalyzer. There has been some litigation regarding blood draws quite recently. Well, not so recently, but in 2018, the Supreme Court did come down with a decision in the Birchfield case regarding blood draws and search warrants. So police do need a search warrant to take your blood, and there cannot be any criminal penalties because of the refusal to submit to a blood test unless the police have a search warrant. But I always advise people not to refuse the breathalyzer test. You have no constitutional right not to refuse that breathalyzer test. It will never help your criminal case. Both the breathalyzer and the blood test, if you refuse those, states like Pennsylvania and New Jersey and virtually all states have some type of civil sanction with regards to refusal. So if you refuse the breathalyzer or the blood test, your license will be suspended for a mandatory of a year. There is no way around that. The Supreme Court decision does not affect those civil penalties. States are allowed to legislate with regards to people's health, safety, and welfare. And one of those ways of doing that is things like refusals to submit to chemical testing with regards to DUIs. State governments, like the federal government, have what they call compelling interests to keep the roads and streets safe. So that is why those civil sanctions will never be ruled unconstitutional, because the states have the right to do that. But if you have questions, 215-755-9000 in Pennsylvania, 856-793-7429 in New Jersey. We'll be coming out with some blog articles this weekend regarding airport searches. Again, search and seizure is a very, very important of our practice, because we realize that a lot of the cases that we defend are possessory crimes, like the illegal possession of drugs, narcotics, firearms in both Pennsylvania and New Jersey. The laws are very different with regards to drugs in both of those states, especially in New Jersey. We all know that marijuana, recreational marijuana, is legal. In Pennsylvania, it is illegal, but in both states, Pennsylvania and New Jersey, medicinal marijuana is permissible, but you must have a prescription from a licensed physician, and that physician cannot just be any physician. That physician himself or herself had to sit for some additional training with regards to those drugs. Guns, I always say that the laws are very different in Pennsylvania and New Jersey. In New Jersey, we have mandatory minimum sentencing for legal possession of firearms. You need a special permit to even buy a handgun in New Jersey. Pennsylvania, there is no mandatory minimum sentencing, but the legal possession of a gun is still a felony offense in most situations in the Commonwealth. So keep that in the back of your mind. If you have questions, 215-755-9000 in Pennsylvania, 856-793-7429 in New Jersey, the website gambonelaw.com. As always, a tremendous resource for you and your family. All my books, my blogs, my videos are available there in one convenient format. We've been putting a lot of content on the website very recently. In addition, now we have our podcast, and I try to have interesting guests on as much as possible. We had Drew Duffy, who talked about, immunity with regards to police officers. And we had, of course, recently Chris Casario talking about family law and domestic violence. That was a tremendous interesting topic that unfortunately is a very hot topic. It comes up. We don't practice family law at our law firm, but Chris at the LaMonica law firm does practice that exclusively. So he was a great guest. In addition, we had a guest, Rick Collins, who talked about steroid legalization, a very, very hot topic nowadays. So once again, these are great information topics that we make available to our clients. We believe that an educated client is in the best possible position to receive a great result in their case, even if that result doesn't mean necessarily an acquittal trial. There are still a lot of things that we can do to help your case. So once again, if you have questions, 215-755-9000 in Pennsylvania, 856-793-7429 in New Jersey, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Have a great 4th of July holiday. Please enjoy it responsibly. Please don't drink and drive. If you are drinking, please don't drive. Call an Uber, call a friend, but it is just not worth it. The cost of defending a DUI or DWI will cost you probably as much as your shore house if you're renting a house this summer. So just keep that in the back of your mind. Please be safe, and I'll talk to you all very soon.